before armies clashed, before swords crossed in the streets. The deadliest battles in Rome were fought in silence. No trumpets, no marching legions, only a goblet of wine and a heartbeat that would soon stop. They called them wives, mothers, daughters of Rome's emperors. But in the candlelit halls of the Palatine, they were something else entirely. Architects of fate, bending the empire's future with a whisper or a drop of venom. The Senate recorded their names in half-truths. The poets wrapped them in scandal. And the historians, always careful, never wrote the full story. But the shadows remember. In Rome, women could not command armies, could not sit in the Senate, could not legally rule. And yet, in the marble corridors behind the throne, they held a power that steel could never match. From Livia Drusilla, the poised and calculating wife of Augustus, to Agrippina the Younger, mother to Nero, and perhaps his greatest threat, these women learned the most dangerous art in the empire: how to turn affection into authority and trust into a weapon. Ancient gossip claims they studied exotic poisons from the East, slow killers, undetectable in wine, or swift agents that dropped senators mid-sentence. Some say Rome's kitchens were more dangerous than its battlefields. Imagine, you are a young noblewoman in the court of Caligula. Your every smile measured, your every word weighed. One wrong step, and you are exiled, or worse. So you learn the craft. You watch the servants mix herbs. You study the effects of mushrooms, nightshade, hemlock. You perfect the art of the accidental cup switch. And you learn that the most dangerous poison is not in the bottle, but in the rumor. The perfume of roses hides the bitter scent of aconite. The silk sleeve conceals the letter that could bring down an emperor. This is the training ground, not in a barracks, but in a banquet hall. Their battles came at feasts, not in fields. A senator raises a cup. 3 days later, he is gone. An emperor, hail at dawn, lies pale and speechless by nightfall. Livia is whispered to have smoothed the path for her son Tiberius by removing rivals one by one. Agrippina, ambitious beyond measure, placed her teenage son Nero on the throne, then found herself locked out of his palace, and soon, out of life itself. The poisoner's hand was never caught in the act, because in Rome, death was rarely declared murder. It was simply natural causes. These women lived in a world where love was political and family was a battlefield. Their weapons were trust and treachery, sometimes against their own blood. Did they do it for survival? For ambition? Or because, in the deadly game of Roman power, the only other option was to be a victim? Some wept behind locked doors after the deed. Others sat at the same table the next night, smiling at the man they would kill tomorrow. Decline/forgotten era ***. Time was the one poison no one could resist. Rome fell, and the names of these women became twisted legends, reduced to footnotes, or worse, caricatures of lust and greed. The goblets turned to dust. The herbs grew wild in forgotten gardens, and the whispers faded into silence. Today, femme fatale is a trope for novels and films, but the real women behind the title lived in a world where their beauty and mind were their only shields. Their legacy lives on in politics, espionage, even the way modern leaders fear the quiet power behind the throne. And it begs the question, when the law denies you the crown, is it treason to take it from the shadows? Before Rome's legions conquered the world, these women conquered the men who led them, not with steel, but with silence. If their story made you see the empire differently, leave a like, subscribe, and remember, history's sharpest blades are often the ones we never see.